Welcome everybody to the call. On today's call we have Gray Cook. He's a strength and conditioning coach, kettlebell instructor, physical therapist. He's an author, and he's also running functionalmovement.com, which is what we're going to spend most of our time on the call talking about today. And on the website he's got certification qualifications, he's got home study courses, articles, different media with regards to audio and video, and he's also got exercise libraries on there. So the website is fantastic. I've been using the website. I've been following Gray for a few years now, and the information he's given is great. The website's great. So by all means check out functionalmovement.com and go and look at some of his information. So to introduce Gray, I'm going to ask him basically just to introduce functionalmovement.com. So what sort of information can they find on the website, and maybe who will benefit best from the different information that's on there?
Well, Chris, first of all, thanks for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to just talk about sort of the heartbeat of my work, and I tried to put that in a few different books and in this website. Functionalmovement.com started off as an educational resource for exercise and rehabilitation professionals, because initially when I first started in the field as a physical therapist and a fitness / exercise trainer, strength conditioning coach, I realized that exercise is largely unregulated, meaning you have many different credentials, and it's not a bash on the profession. It's a very young profession, so we haven't gone through the necessary evolution that's created the standard operating procedure that we see for pilots in the cockpit or surgeons in the operating room.
Yeah.
So a lot of times your exercise choices, if you go to a professional, are largely based on their experience and opinion, and not based on statistics or maybe a particular profile of how you enter. So I've got this little saying: anytime somebody asks me a question about exercise, the subject of that sentence is not the exercise, it's the individual that it's being prescribed or done to.
Yeah.
And what we realized is we helped exercise professionals develop a standard operating procedure for exercise profiling. If I knew your personality, Chris, I could definitely be one of the most dynamic educational sources in your life, because I could tell whether you wanted visual information or auditory information, or whether you needed a kinetic experience and you learn by doing. Yeah. Well, how's exercise any different? If I know how you move, I'll already know what exercises you need to do, and maybe some of them that you may not need to do now, because it will just create a situation where you have no choice but to compensate or use poor form. Not because I'm not coaching you well, because you don't have the hip mobility to do the drill, even though it looks good and it's something you want to participate in. I need to work you up to that. So functionalmovement.com basically is a holding site that promotes movement screening before exercise prescription, and also talks to medical professionals about movement assessment as we're trying to rehabilitate people. And so it's largely set up as an educational resource for the professional, but we realized so many people would seek us out for self-help information who weren't working with the professional. And so maybe toward the end of the call we can talk about some self-help resources that are on the website as well, for those who are sort of making up their own program as they go and just looking for cleaner advice.